Come on, we've all been here before. You sit down in front of your computer, ready to grind out a bunch of work. You get into it, but then your habit takes over. And without even thinking about it, you're on YouTube. Ooh, how the fridge destroyed one of the world's largest monopolies. Just like that, you're done, and you've just spent hours watching Angry Birds Star Wars videos. There's been plenty of times I've spent 3 hours a day on this site. And over an entire year, that adds up to over 1,000 hours down the drain. Now imagine an alternate universe where you have the Brainrot blocker extension installed. Here's how it works. Here you select how many minutes you grind for. Let's say you grind for 50 minutes, and that unlocks, say, 10 minutes of time on distracting websites like YouTube. For this demonstration, let me just type in 1 minute and 1 minute, and then you'll lock in. Cool. So you see it's counting, and now my habit takes over, and I try going to YouTube, but nope, you can't. And I wanted to make this goofy, so I have shame levels in because it tracks how many times you try to slack during the session. So if I, go back to work, I'm working right now, and then maybe I go to Instagram. Hey, buddy, you're in a work session. And if I keep going, it gets even more. This woman's very disappointed in you. The puppy gets upset. Pikachu. And this is maximum shame level. And as you can see, we've hit a total shame meltdown. So let's say you switch to a website that's not exactly blocked, but not exactly productive either. You switch to, say, Discord, and the timer has paused. This is a smart timer. It doesn't just count up whenever you have one of these tabs open. You have to actually be focused on the tab for the timer to count up. If you're below this work threshold time, then you have the option to quit early. It calls you a coward. But you have to donate money to a charity you don't like. So a political party you hate, that would be a big disincentive to stop. So you can just keep going. But here's what happens when you actually hit the reward threshold. You see a little confetti, and you have the option to burn reward minutes. So if I go to YouTube right now, you see it's still blocked. So I have this reward minutes banked up from previous sessions. I press burn reward minutes, and you can only burn the reward minutes when you're actually on a site that is configured to be one of these reward ones. Now it's ticking down, and once this hits 0, then even though I'm on here without even refreshing, it's just gonna automatically block. And this is configurable. So we have the settings, opens up this page, and you can pick which sites are considered rewards. Sometimes you have an educational YouTube channel, so even if YouTube is blocked, then these specific subdomains will be available during a work session. You know how I showed that timer ticking upwards for only when you're on Google Docs? You can switch it to everything. Oh, you see it's locked because we're in a work session. So I'm going to end this session, refresh, and you can make it everything except blocked sites. So now the timer will be ticking up as long as you are not on a blocked site. And as you saw, we had the option to quit early, this quit early button, but if we use the strict mode, save, and we lock in, then you see you cannot quit early, and you have to hit this work threshold before you can quit. You also have an option to sign in with Auth0. So let's sign in with my email. And boom, you're signed in. And now you have access to the leaderboard. You click on this, and you guys can compete for who has locked in the most and who slacks the least. As you can see, Sarah Mitchell is crushing it.